What is up, Ignite Your Life Tribe? So today I wanted to share with you guys this system that I've been using that has totally made so much in my business so much easier. And I've been wanting to do this for a long time, and I just was like, I don't even know how to go about doing that. And that thing is, let me tell you about what it is switching over to an email system instead of using my Facebook Messenger. I felt like even though I had a script, so many times I was working on my phone because I was getting messages and I was retyping out the script, and I really wasn't using, it was just taking up a whole lot of time. I wasn't able to like copy and paste the script and then customize it to the conversation, because I just felt like it was easier to just go ahead and write out the script because I've used it so much. So what this does is, why would you want to switch over to an email system? Well, I'm going to show you today how you can turn that email system into a CRM, a customer relations management. I always forget what that means. Customer relations management. So you can track like who you've talked to about the 21-day fix, where you're at in your conversation. Maybe you've sent them a link, or maybe you're just talking to them about their goals, and you can track all of that on your email. And for me, I just feel like this gives me a better system to be able to, I'll show you how it works, but you basically fill in the email and it's already all there for you. And then you just like type in and reaffirm that person's goals. And then you can send them the program that it sounds like they would benefit the most from. So we'll talk all about that in a second. And then lastly, I feel like a really great benefit for it. Well, there's two benefits. One is that sometimes when we're using Messenger, we feel like we have to write that person back like right away. And I know that feeling where you're just like, oh, they just wrote me and they see that I saw their message and things like that. With email, it's different. And a lot of times people can check their email while they're at work. You don't feel like you have to get back to that person right away. And let me tell you, it is just so much easier and simpler. It's like using Facebook Messenger, but having people in like lists and having it all, all your scripts being right there in your Messenger, but it's with email instead. And then lastly, I think that this really is the lastly. I think that if we were in a business where we are creating a business for ourselves, we would want to be capturing people's emails, because we want that's a way to build a business. Think of anybody who builds a business outside of what we do as Beachbody coaches. They're asking you for their email. They want you to opt in to get their free, whatever guide, or, doesn't matter what it is. They're always asking for your email because that's how they can help. They can advertise to you. And a lot of times I think we get stuck on like, well, nobody is seeing my posts on Facebook, but people would be seeing your emails if you had their email. So now is a really great time to kind of get that started. I'm going to explain a few things here today with Gmail. Now, if you're not using Gmail, I highly suggest getting started with it, because you can use Google Docs, Google Sheets, Google Calendar, Google all this stuff, and it's all connected together right there just from your Gmail account. So let me just share my screen really quick, and I'm going to show you guys how this system works. Are we on the right screen? Okay, just double checking. Okay, so the first system that I want to show you is how to set up so that you can use like a certain script within your Gmail. So you're going to go to your settings right here and click on settings. Give it a second. And then you're going to click on labs. And within labs, search for Canned Responses, C-A-N-N-E-D responses. And it'll pull up, it might even be right here at the top. I don't know why mine is. Maybe it's because I have it enabled. And you're going to want to click Enable. And then you're going to want to scroll down and click Save Changes. And once you do that, you'll notice that when you go to compose an email and you click on this little arrow right here, and then you can, all of a sudden this Canned Responses option is right here. And so this is where I have all of my different scripts. That could be a script to reach out to a brand new customer, like a customer lead from Beachbody. That could be a script for somebody who, dropped their email when I announced a challenge group. It can be a follow-up script where somebody had talked to them about a challenge group before and it didn't work out. and then everything in between when you're talking to somebody about your challenge group. Now, I will go ahead and get my scripts all together for you guys into one document so you can copy and paste. But one thing that I do suggest when you're using these, like for example, when somebody drops their email, I'll send them an email that says, you know, like, that talks about the details for the summer shred group, and I ask them for their goals. That second email that they get after they reply to me and give me their goals, I want to make sure that's this email right here. It says, okay, awesome, this helps so much, so I can help you find a program that's gonna get you to your goals. And then right here, I fill in and I talk about their goals again. It's all customized to that same person. And then depending on what they said, I do 2 emails where they talk about goals, and then that third email that I send back to them is an email that, or the fourth email I actually, is where I suggest a program for them based off of what they told me about their goals. And the great thing is let me show you really quick, is that you can create these templates on these canned responses so that it includes like a video link. So this one's for the 21-day fix, and I talk about how the challenge groups work and talk about how Beachbody On Demand works. And then there's a link here for my explanation video of the 21-day fix, and so they'll get that as an attachment to the email. And you can also do things like this where I talk about what the cost is of the 21-day fix challenge pack. I talk about the cost, I break it down once we get to that point, and then once this sends, these links actually show up as photos within the email, and those are like my before and after my transformation photos. So this is something that you can do where you can add photos to the emails so that you can reaffirm, like, P.S., here's my amazing results, or here's one of my challengers' amazing results from this program. You can use the videos that we have on the online office, so they're the short little like 4-minute videos for each program, and customize it so that you have an email for each program. So you're not having to rewrite all this stuff. Plus they got a video right there, and they're really getting into seeing what that program might offer for them, okay? So that's what canned responses are. And how it works, how it works is, like, let's just say I'm gonna type up an email. So I'm just gonna say, hey, my name is Sam. But that's not what you'd say, obviously. So to save a canned response, you would just type that into your email, and then you go to canned responses and you scroll down here, and under save, and if you've got a brand new canned responses, this is gonna be blank. There's gonna be a spot that says new canned response. And so you just click on new canned response, and then it's gonna ask you for a title for that script, basically. And so if I were to type this in, then click say or click OK, then hi, my name is Sam would show up under my canned responses right here at the top. So it takes a little bit of getting used to, because there's, like, if you wanted to delete something, this makes it a really long list. I don't actually have this many scripts. I just have from here up to the top. And this is how you insert, and then the second section is save, and then the third section is to delete if you wanted to delete a certain script. Make sense? And so, like, let's just say that I'm gonna send somebody an email that is the first email that they're gonna get from me. It's the details on our upcoming group. And so I know what the title for that script is, and I just click on it. Oh no, wait, I don't wanna cancel it or delete it. That's what I was down at the bottom. I have to go up to the top and go under insert and then click. And so it filled in even the title of what that script is, gets filled into the subject line of that first email. And then I can type in, let's just say I'm sending this to Kelly, and then I can type in, hey, Kelly, or something like that. Make sense? And then you just hit save. So the second part of what I'm using to help me to keep all my people together and know what part of a conversation I'm at is called Streak. And so what you're going to do is you're going to search for Streak for Gmail. And what you'll go, Streak for Gmail, CRM in your inbox. It is a beautiful thing. This is going to take a little bit of time for you to get set up. It's not as fast as the canned responses. And so you're just going to click install Streak for Gmail. It's going to have you log on to your Gmail account. And then once you go back onto your Gmail account, Streak will show up here. And so what you're going to do is you're going to go over to this side panel over here on the left side, and you're going to create a new pipeline. And so I already have 2 pipelines created. I have a pipeline for future challengers and a pipeline for future coaches. And so let me just show you quick what I have under here for my future challengers. So the lead intro, that's where I send them like, hey, do you want details on this group? Tell me about your goals. After we talk about goals, they go into program was suggested. That's if they wrote me back at least a few times and we really talked about their goals and I knew what program is going to work best for them, then they move into the program suggested. Once they say, yeah, sure, send me a link for it, I'm ready to go. I send them the link. Or we talk about the discount. Before that, we talk about the discount option, because you have to tell people anyways that they're going to get home direct on Shakeology and have to tell them about their Beachbody On Demand trial. So I always tell people about the discount. And then I would send them a link. And like, let's just say that somebody has a lot of questions. They're not really sure. You know, maybe they're thinking a different program might be better for them. Then I put them into the negotiating section. Maybe they have an objection about cost or price or something. They go into objection. If they kind of stopped emailing me back, they go into a last chance, and I'll make sure that I have like a script for like, hey, time's ticking. I just want you to know you only have a few more days left to register for this challenge. I've got a spot waiting for you. Are you still open to being a part of this? And then if all else fails and I didn't, like they were really interested, but they didn't decide to buy a challenge pack, I'll add them into the follow-up group. If they want to do a free group, I'll add them to the invite to the free group, to my next free group, or add to the next group. Or if they bought their challenge pack, they go into bought challenge pack. That way I know who all has bought a challenge pack, and it makes it easier for me to follow up with my customers later on and like follow up with them at 1 week into the program, at 2 weeks into the program, and then talking to them about coaching after they've done their program. And so, gosh, I haven't done this in so long. So okay, here we go. That's right. So when you first download Streak, there's going to be some, like, I can't remember what they call these. They have a certain name for these. Stage. There's going to be different stages on there already for you. I just used ones that I saw from other top coaches who are using Streak, and I changed the color and I renamed the stage. If you need to add more stages, you just click on this plus button. And so let's just go to one of my customers here. And I'm going to click on this little symbol right here, double click on it. And this is great because it shows what stage she's in. We just talked about the challenge group, and then right here, if you double click, it'll take you to the email thread that you guys have going on. Wow, that's all weird there. I don't know why that is. Also, what's great too is like if I double click on this and I go to our email, like if I'm just in my inbox and I don't want to be constantly going over to my pipelines, it shows up right here on the side, and I can change what stage of the conversation we're in right here. And so what you'll want to do when you send a new email to somebody, let's just say that this person is a potential customer and I need to make sure that they go into the pipeline. When it's orange, they're in a pipeline. When it's gray, they're not in a pipeline. So I obviously don't put like my junk mail in a pipeline or anything like that. I just put my customers. So I would just click on this little symbol that would turn orange, and I would know that, and it will ask me if I want to add that person to future challengers or future coaches. I hope that makes sense. It's pretty simple and straightforward. It just takes a little bit of time to set up those stages. For future coaches, I have expressed interest. People who I prospect asked if they were interested. I added them to a sneak peek, get them on the phone, sent a link, or follow up. And obviously I got a lot of work to do because I have a lot of people in expressed interest. So that is where all of those, like it's just a great way to keep your customers organized. One other little last trick that I want to show you, and I'm yet to create a system for this, but I'm in the midst of doing that, is, and the great thing too, I'm sorry, is that with Streak, I believe it is, you can see when people have seen the email. It'll show up like a little green eye over here on your inbox. So if it's a gray eye, they haven't opened the email yet. You see that one's gray. One thing that you can do too is search for Boomerang for Gmail. So we go here, we search for Boomerang for Gmail. And it'll ask you the same thing as Streak. It'll ask you to install it. It'll ask you to log on to your Gmail. And this is cool because what you can do is you can create a script and then do send later. And you can have it, so let's just say somebody purchases a challenge pack from you. You can have it send in 1 week. So you can have it send in 1 week if that person like doesn't reply to you, or just have it send no matter what. Okay, I know, I understand. Thank you. I don't know why it's doing that. Let me go back to a point where this is not doing this. Shoot. Let me just open up a new window here. I haven't used Boomerang yet. Like I said, I'm yet to actually make a system for it. But let's just say also that you sent a follow-up to somebody and they didn't reply to your follow-up message. You can make it so that Boomerang will send that message if they didn't reply. So that's really cool, a really cool way to kind of make like a sales funnel, where if they didn't reply to your message in 3 days, they're going to get another email from you that asks, hey, I'm just making sure that you're still interested. So these are the options: if no reply, if not clicked, if not opened, or regardless. So like you could send it regardless if somebody purchased a challenge pack and you want to do some kind of check-in with them. Dang it, I did not mean to do that. Anyways, so that's pretty much it for the Gmail program that I've been doing, or like that's how I've been talking to people. So when I have somebody who's interested, I always just ask them, hey, I can send you the details. What's your email? Instead of having a conversation via Facebook, or when I post a picture about the challenge group coming up, I tell people to drop their email. And then I make sure that when I do that on Facebook, I send their email, and then I let them know I sent it. Like I'll reply to their comment, or I'll send them a message saying, hey, I sent you an email, check your inbox. And then I delete their message, because a lot of people don't really want their their email out on Facebook. So a lot of people personally message it to you too. So I will make sure that I get that script for you guys so that you can really turn this into a system for yourselves, and you can customize it however you'd like. And I hope this video was helpful. If it was, please let me know. And if there's anything else that I can do to make this better, or if you have any suggestions, that would be great as well. All right, guys, have a wonderful day, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye.